Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of MGID Talks Live India. I'm Pankaj Sharma, and topic for today's discussion is digital media planning, choosing the right mix. Today, we have a special guest with us, Mr. Nitin Singh.
Hi Pankaj, hello audience.
Hi. Mr. Singh is a seasoned digital marketing professional with over 16 years of work experience. His first venture was in 2003 and was to create an e-commerce platform on gifting and handicrafts. And since 2008, he has been part of multiple digital marketing agencies, namely Causar Media, Media to Win, Indigo Consulting. And in his last stint with DDB Mudra, he was heading the national digital media buying and client servicing across offices. Apart from the rich media digital planning and media experience, he is also recognized for his various campaigns by the digital industry forums like IAMAI and Yahoo Big Chair. Hi, Nitin. Welcome to the show.
Thank you Pankaj. Thanks. That's a beautiful introduction. I also don't remember that life. You always make me remember that. Good.
So how are things going on? How's everyone and how's the situation currently in Delhi?
So things are looking not good right now. Things are the numbers which were expected, the COVID situation which has all of a sudden come in front of all of us globally in India is making an impact. Definitely, both physically, mentally, financially, everything. But I think human being has been a resilient community as such, and they will come back again. They will. We all should stand up, and I think we will come back. We should come back together again. That's for sure.
Definitely, every region is fighting the COVID collectively, and in fact, the biggest countries in the world is also going through the pandemic situation. Uh, just going back to the today's topic, the big questions in marketer mind is how we can stand out in the market. The answer is simple with the creative campaign. But what if the campaign does not reach your target audiences because you didn't plan about the media mix? This is a nightmare for many companies and agencies. Thus, it's about necessary for you to plan the strategy, but you should also think about the media planning and buying. So today we will be discussing lot of things in detail about digital media planning and buying. Uh, so when we talk about digital media planning, it entails the development and execution of online ad campaigns and involves channels like social, search, display, video, native, and mobile. So this is quite interesting to know from you, Nitin, that how to plan the media marketing. And if you can tell before that, if you can tell us more about yourself and your latest venture, what kind of clients you are handling and what industries you work with.
Okay, thank you, Pankaj. So I think after 16 years of work experience, I definitely went across and started on doing my own entrepreneurship. That thing which was there in with me in 2003 has come back again. And right now I'm working on a very interesting product where what language, how internet can be made accessible for audience at large. Okay. Very
Right.
interestingly, when I was looking at data points, you will find that in India, only 8 to 10% of the population can understand English. Okay. So you
Yeah.
have a vast, almost 90% of the population which is still consuming content in vernacular. So we have
Yeah.
just created a product where AI plus human interface is coming together, and that's called Devanagari, where
Oh,
we are saying how can our online translation, transliteration, and various other content buckets can be created. So that's the new product which we have just recently been part. So I have been part of an organization which was already there in the market. Now I've started working along with them to make it as much popular and go across to brands to talk about it. So that's what I'm doing new.
oh, yeah.
And
That's
it's
actually very interesting. Yeah.
yeah, please.
Hmm. And actually, I think it's like quite interesting because digital marketing, when we talk about India as a country, we have multi languages, but most of the time you will see the landing pages and all the websites or content is in English. I
Yes,
think, industry is looking forward for such kind of innovation and technology.
yes, that
Yeah.
is what I'm looking forward to do.
Yeah,
That's where things will become. That's where brands will change. That's where you will find a lot of response coming in. So definitely vernacular is going to stay, and people,
yeah,
as India internet consumption is growing, people are coming in. You will find the next 100, the first 150, 200 million users who had come on internet were all coming from their desktop only devices. Then came the India 2 internet device, which was the
correct,
next 200, 250 million, which were consuming only on mobile, but were coming from a tier 2, tier 3 towns. Okay.
correct,
And these people are consuming content in their own language. So that's what the need of the hour is.
correct. So, very interesting point. With the with the traditional media being declining, particularly among the millennials, brands and business are scrambling to find a new ways to reach to the target audience. So, as per the interesting study from Nielsen, people age group from 18 to 24 are spending nearly 30% less time watching TV than they were in 2012,
Yeah.
and the drop is close to 18% among the age group of 20 to 35. So some are turning out to social media, some are turning to online ads, the other to apps, and still other to the influencers and celebrity bloggers. So
Yes.
if we talk about this kind of scenario, how important it is for a marketer to create a balanced media plan?
See, balance was used to be there. Now the marketer has to also see what the COVID situation is present. So, Pankaj, just to add to your point, like I also going through the same report, and very interestingly, like news as a segment, okay, has all of
Yeah.
a sudden shown a growth of 25-30% more in the last 3-4 months being consumed through a mobile device. People used to take a print newspaper. We all were used to have a newspaper coming to our doorsteps. And now all of a sudden news is being consumed only on a mobile device. Okay. People are not even willing to take. So that's where the changes is coming, and that's where the brands are finding that right media mix which has to be created, where mobile has become the key part, where 90% of the content is being consumed on mobile. So that
Hmm.
is definitely going to come in. You will have a lot of media mixes which are coming in, where you will say that, okay, where should I, be front loading the campaign? When should I become the in between sustenance, which we used to call? So front
Hmm.
loading, sustenance, creating those user journeys to doing the last click measurement. Okay, everything is
Hmm.
changing. Okay, everything is
Hmm.
evolving due to the one part of technology, the other part is of the format of consume content which are coming, and the consumers which are evolved. So definitely
Hmm.
there is a high growth which is coming in few sectors, segments. Video, for example, you will
Hmm.
we all are consuming all more all the content on in the format of video. So that's almost 30-35% of our consumption habits. Okay, and when the
Correct.
brands are also realizing that the video is playing the key role, so that's why the brand is also intervening in terms of creating video first only for digital. So you
Oh.
used to, yeah, so earlier you will have brands which are coming, okay, we have created a TVC now for TV, now to launch on digital also. But now it has gone totally reverse, where brands are creating content only for digital, and
Hmm.
launching the brand films or even brand communication or influencer campaign, everything on digital. So that's how the marketeers have to get involved. That's why the brand marketing mixes will change, where
Okay. Hmm.
video and a mobile or native formats will play a key role. And definitely the percentages where you spend or where you plan will keep on changing to brand. But definitely few things will stay, few things will grow. That's for sure is going to happen.
Definitely. So when you talk about video growing and a lot of digital first campaigns coming in, what kind of platforms marketers should look at? Because customization or reaching out to right audiences is also important aspect. So what are the three things which you will recommend any advertiser or marketer to include in the plan?
So definitely, when I say video, what kind of a video is your TG consuming? So you should look, every marketer should start to look at those data points for sure. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Earlier for us, any like when we used to start off, our life would start with one of the largest player which is there in the video platform and end there only. Okay. Start and ends there only. That was to be the planning level. Now you will have OTTs, for example, have come in a large picture. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
People, when I say that when people are consuming data and content only on mobile devices, then they're consuming the OTT platforms only on mobile devices. So definitely you will find a lot of upsurge there coming in. So video think
Yeah.
should be your first mindset. The video when you are taking about, think of
Correct.
platforms like OTT, keep them in your top of mind for you. Okay.
Okay.
Definitely you will add those layers of other traditional video platforms which we are using. Secondly,
Mm-hmm.
add the layer of thinking of creating content again to say adding mobile as your piece. Okay. Whether you are creating a
Okay.
vertical formats, whether you are creating those, putting the product itself in the first 5 seconds, because the consumer attention is on digital is not more than 3 seconds, 4 seconds. So you have to think like that. Okay. From the content
Yeah.
perspective, from the marketing perspective. And third, social and influencers will keep on coming in. We will.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday I was reading a report which said that 26% of the spends or of brands have gone into only to one cricketer, and the other is his wife. Okay. 26% of the spends have gone to one family only. Okay, in terms of brand endorsement. So if that is coming in, so influencers are going to play a key role again.
Yeah. In fact, I will also share some more insight into influencer marketing. And after the new Consumer Protection Act coming into play, we will talk at a later stage. I would like to understand from you that, how media planning is changing during the pandemic, and which are the mediums which are considered by brands during the pandemic time, and how it's different from, old days or pre-COVID levels.
So pre-COVID, Pankaj, what used to happen is that brands were not focusing on creating brand on digital. Okay, they were talking to on digital only for the performance part of it. Okay, they used to cater that, okay, let's come on digital for a for an ROI to be driven out. Okay.
Correct.
Now you will find that during this pandemic and also post that, when the brands have realized that the content consumption on digital is growing, and you will find that more and more users are coming here only. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
brand has started to shift, and you will find a lot of campaigns which are coming where brands are being created on digital. Okay, so that is
Mm-hmm.
one big shift which I am seeing in the pre during this COVID situation, where you will find a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people creating films from home itself, where and it was so normal for us. Okay, if you were even seeing a film of Ayushman Khurrana coming in with a 30-second ad for an e-learning platform being created
Correct.
from his home, it was normal for me. Okay, we didn't find that, okay, where's the light, where's the jing bang. We were fine with everything which was happening in that content. Okay, so and
Correct.
that was
Correct.
purely launched on digital. So you will find one thing which is happening definitely. Brands have started to realize that they have to continuously invest in digital medium to establish themselves as a brand to talk about. Okay. Second request which is coming in and which is there is futuristic planning. Okay.
Okay.
It's a matter of fact, definitely it's a fact that brands also don't have money right now to spend because consumer is not there in the market. It is the same chicken and egg situation where either you spend a lot to create your brand or you do, uh, you know, because the consumer is not there. So what should you do? So what is happening is the brand, I find a lot of brands are doing a futuristic planning and saying that, hey, what will we do when the festival seasons will come in? Okay. So you
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of futuristic planning which is happening because you want to be in that consideration set of the consumer when he actually goes in the market to buy the products.
Correct.
One of the definitely Pankaj, what has happened and during this COVID is that people were not able to spend. We were all some people were hit definitely with their jobs getting cut or salaries were being deducted. But there was another fact which was there that people were able to save a lot during this pandemic because they were not many options to spend your money. Okay,
Correct.
so that saving is there, and that will keep on happening. People will still hold the money which they have, and you will
Mm-hmm.
find that since everyone is expecting this curve to decrease somewhere in October, September, October, and then in India definitely festivities will hit in Diwali festivities.
Yeah.
So you will find
Yeah.
brands coming in the market and talking. So right now itself, from brands have started to talk about what should we do in September. Okay, what
Mm-hmm.
should be our
Mm-hmm.
future planning. Secondly, you will find brands being a conversational, you know, creating conversations with the customers. Okay, and
Okay.
multiple conversations at multiple levels they are trying to do. Okay. Even if we are hit so hard, you will find there have been full page ads which have started to come in for phone launches. For example, mobile is a category which will keep on
Mm-hmm.
surviving and keep on growing. That is the signs that things are becoming normal. You have a OnePlus launch which happened yesterday. Okay. So
Correct.
things are not getting normal. They are doing a big launch. They are putting up an ads in newspaper, TV, everywhere. So things
Mm.
are getting normal. Things will get normal. So brands, what is futuristic planning? Third thing which is happening is that perfect mix of performance and brand is coming in. Earlier it was hardly, 70-80% of performance and 20% of brand. Now you will find that 50-50, at least brands will reach to that level, okay, where brand and performance are catered in the two buckets, and you will find they are ready to invest in both the terms, okay. And all those terminologies of last click attribution modeling, or programmatic, or if native, everything will become part of the consumer brand life. That's what that definitely change which I'm
Yeah.
expecting to happen post COVID.
Yeah. So you mentioned that most of these brands have started futuristic planning, say for September. And when we talk about the Indians mindset, like we have a very short memory, and it's like at times out of sight, out of mind kind of a thing. So do you think is the right strategy to have a futuristic planning, or it has to be in constant effort to reach out to audiences and spread awareness? Say, for example, for an automobile, for that matter.
Yeah. So, sustenance has to be definitely being part of it. Okay. So, like I said, that digital being role where performance used to be the one key aspect where digital used to be. Okay. Now, in an automobile category, what will happen is that your customers were not coming in the market to buy the cars from month of March till it's already July. Okay. And this situation
Correct.
is not going to come back at least till August. Okay. So people will definitely not be coming in the market to buy a car in till the August. Few brands which have launched, like a Hyundai launching a car, or a Honda launching a car, they are doing
Mm,
it because they have to sustain, and they have already created a pipeline of factory and production hubs and everything. Okay. But you will
mm,
find not many cars getting launched. Okay. But had they start, what they have done is that they have started to communicate right from right now itself, okay, and they
mhm.
will keep on talking about the brand till the month of festivities, okay. So when the customer actually will go in the market, and you will have large number of customers coming in the market, definitely
Yeah.
that brand will be in a higher recall for me, okay.
Yeah.
And like an automobile category, again, if we go back, we all depend on reviews a lot, okay. we all
Correct.
want to
That's
we all want
that's the case
to
there.
see that how the other person has burned the hand. We Indians love कि वो दूसरे how the other person has burned the hands. Has he been good or it has been bad? And
Or
basis
I
that we
think
make a decision.
the big question we ask for is कितना देती
Yeah,
है?
thankfully in India we don't ask same situation in other categories, but in definitely in personal life we don't ask reviews. Had you done a review in your personal life, it would have been a very bad situation. But
Yeah.
definitely for product categories, you go for reviews. Okay, so customers are already reviewing. Personally, I also am in a that mode where I'm asking people that how was the brand experience, not of that car, but of another category of that same brand. Okay, so
Correct.
that is
Correct.
definitely coming in. So that's where the sustenance part will keep on coming in. Brand consideration sets will come in. You will have those conversations coming in. So even if you fill in a lead, brands might come back to you in right now also, and also come back to you in September and October and saying, sir, have you purchased the car? Okay. Otherwise, earlier the lead not getting converted, the call center would have dropped it from the LMS in 20 days, 25 days. But now the brands knows that this customer will come back in the month of October because he has just postponed his buying.
Correct.
They will
Correct.
definitely keep on remarketing me.
Yeah. So, as we talked a lot about, things are changing, and previously from newspaper to television, television to digital, and once digital is also there for a quite long period of time. Have you seen the prominence of mobile? And we can see also the consumption happening largely on the mobile handset and other devices. So, is digital and mobile marketing first campaigns are here to stay? And can you share some insights with us? and some interesting cases for or tips for marketers.
Sure. So mobile definitely is going to stay. Okay. Reason being
Yeah.
that we all have got used to it. Okay. If we want to have that mobile phone keep next to us all the time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the consumer is as a consumer, if I feel that mobile has become part of my life, the brand also has to become my life partner in that. Okay. So brands would definitely keep on targeting, keep on coming back to you on a mobile device. That's what's going to stay. And that's going to
Mm-hmm.
grow. Not even stay, it's going to grow. So you will find only content. Earlier, we used to have created websites which were responsive, for example. You will say that, okay, you create a website for a desktop, let it be a responsive and it works on mobile. Now you will say that, okay,
Correct.
let's create only for mobile. Okay,
Correct.
desktop to consumer is not coming. So why not we create only things for mobile only? Okay, so that is definitely going to stay. In terms
Yeah.
of categories, and where I feel that brands are making a difference. For example, insurance is a category. Okay, now in
Mm-hmm.
the insurance is a where life insurance used to be sold earlier. It used to be saying that, okay, if you die, you will get some money, your family will get money and everything. Now all of a sudden, it
Correct.
has become a commodity product where brands are coming on your TV ad on digital and saying have a 1 crore insurance for 430. It's looking like a pizza, for example. Okay, 430 rupees a pizza. Okay,
Correct.
same situation has
Correct.
come for a product like a life insurance. So it is a
Mm-hmm.
commodity, but the
Correct.
commodity has to be sold online itself, where the brands want the person to come online, consume the product, understand the product, go through the user journey, complete the user journey, make the
Yeah.
payment, and go. Okay. Now, one of the brand which I was just recently surfing, okay, from an insurance category, has created almost it's a seamless journey which they have created, okay,
Mm-hmm.
where you see a content ad, you click on it, you come to a landing page, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and there is so interesting user experience journey which they have created that
Mm-hmm.
you will not even get to know that you have answered almost 65 70 questions, okay,
Yeah.
60, 65, 70 questions you have answered. Okay. Because that much amount of questions needs to be answered
Correct.
before you buy a product, okay, of an insurance
Correct.
category. Now,
Correct.
imagine that journey, okay, which has been somebody has thought about that how interesting can I make? They would have definitely intervened a technology from a big technology company like an Adobe or IBM involved into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they
Mm-hmm.
have also included an interesting analytics to understand what the customer is doing. Now they created a communication for it. They layered it with the targeting the competition also about it, and they have
Correct.
created the journey. So that's how the brands have to evolve. That's how the whole consumer journeys have to be evolved. Okay, so it's just not about marketing. It's all about when the customer clicks on the banner and leads to somewhere. What actually
Yeah.
are you going to make and consume?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's definitely good.
Yeah, quite interesting, and you have valid point. So, for all the viewers who have joined us just now, we will be also taking questions from our viewers. So, request you to please comment on the chat box, and we will be taking those questions. And since we have many viewers from publisher side also, can you recommend what strategies do publishers need to adapt to scale up their profitability in the pandemic situation, as we see that consumption patterns are going up? So there's also a lot of competition when it comes to publishers because the content is available freely. How to
Yeah.
be a differentiator? Yeah,
So Pankaj, I have been also speaking to a lot of publishers and various forums that publishers have to now start to become part of the brand and part of the agency. Okay. They have to move away from just being an Excel sheet publisher. Okay.
yeah,
How they can move from being an Excel above, which call them an Excel sheet. Why I call them an Excel sheet? Because if you send out a brief to a publisher, you will get a response with an Excel sheet only. Okay. So
yeah,
it's the time when publishers need to understand that if they have to stand out in the market, they need to ask the agency, they need to ask the brand to give them the same brief which they have. They now
hmm,
again go back and do a deep dive with the data points added to it. Okay, they need to understand because they have been running thousands and thousands of campaigns. Okay, they know which kind of a campaigns will work, what will not work, which kind of a time of the day. For example, if somebody comes back and says that this campaign only if you are launching a mobile phone and this mobile phone category works between afternoon 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Okay,
Correct.
because they had
Correct.
the data. Now they have to come back to the brand and say that, okay, sir, we'll do your campaign and we propose that we'll do a 4 to 7 in only these 8 cities. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
when they start to
Correct.
think like this, then they will move ahead and they will be able to bring a lot of moolah from the agency. They are able to solve a lot of problems for the agency as well as the brand. Okay, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what
Mm-hmm.
they will have to stand out. They need to invest a lot of people, what they have and what they should have. Okay, in terms of
Mm-hmm.
having the right mix of just not sales people but also some strategy. Why not bring people from agency and start to work along with them? Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
that
So
is some changes
definitely,
which need to be done.
yeah. So in terms of publishers, content is a differentiator, but possibly I go to certain websites, Economic Times, Money Control, or News 18, for that matter. Some of them, or for that matter, Jagran.com. So there is a because variety of news available. But when you talk about the new audiences, especially the millennials, and as we have seen in the previous research also, that people are moving away from televisions, or for that matter, you know, most of these platforms, and going to apps. So what strategies publisher can adopt to get more audiences on board?
See, when they have to bring in on board, what they are, what I'm seeing a lot of brands or a lot of publishers which they are doing is that they are creating a complete environment and ecosystem, okay,
Correct,
of
correct,
websites which is basis the millennial consumption habits. For example, if we take an example from Times of India, which is a larger network. Okay. Now, what they have
correct,
done, they have created a youth-centric websites like a Men's XP, for example. Then they created a news portal like a Times of India. Then they created an e-entertainment portal. Okay.
correct.
Also, then they created a movie. Now they what they have created is a complete ecosystem. Okay. Now once they have created that ecosystem, they are able to pass one cookie to another, third cookie to another, so they are able to track the customer journey itself and create a lot of brand solutions for the clients and brand. Now this cannot be adopted by every set of publisher which is there. Okay, because it's an investment, it's a huge investment which takes, and it doesn't any everyone cannot become a TOI in a day. But it is a time where publishers should look for consolidation. Okay, where they
Mm-hmm,
can see that, okay, which synergies, energies which I have, which my competition has. Okay, why don't we
mm-hmm.
partner together to create something? Okay, because
Correct.
if we uh, do a partnerships, if we are coming together, okay, then we are what we are you are saying that, okay, two, three, four publishers coming together and creating one solution. Because you
Correct.
might have done in automobile, somebody else has done in a OTT platforms, and the third has done in a lifestyle. If you three come together and create one platform and say that, okay, we are able to pass on the customer journey and cookie and everything, you are going back
Mm-hmm.
and throwing up a seamless journey. For example, how it happened in an OTT, like an Hotstar and Flipkart tie-up. Okay,
Correct.
it's an
Correct.
e-commerce company, that's an OTT company. Why should they tie up? But that's an interesting tie-up which has happened, where cookie pool is being pooled from one customer to another. How you define a customer basis is e-commerce journey, and then marrying it with an OTT platform. It's a seamless journey to have. Why not?
Mm-hmm. So we have got an interesting question from one of our audiences. And the question is like, is content creation an important marketing channel? How to use it effectively?
See, content is going to be the most effective channel, because if you see the consumer habits which are there, okay,
Hmm.
if a user is spending almost 6 7 hours on in from his 24 hours on a mobile device, okay, then what he
Correct.
is doing is that he is consuming the content. Okay, he is looking
Hmm.
for those, he is reading content, he is watching content, he is participating also somewhere in the content. Okay, so when the
Hmm.
content is being done like that, so same goes for the brand. Okay, that brand has to create. So that is where the content creation and communication will remain, and it is going to grow big. So I remember that we had launched a Puma Sweat Gully, okay, in Mudra.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Hmm.
who would have thought that, okay, a brand creating a 3 minute song, which is culmination of four different underground artists who perform on various, who are rap artists coming together and forming a content. Okay. and that too for a shoe. Okay, nobody has launched a shoe with a song called "Mere Joote Mein Tu Aake Dekh." Okay, that's how a brand gets
Yeah,
created.
correct,
So that is
correct.
where the brands have to invest, and it is going to stay for long.
Yeah. So also it is said that, if you want to look at digital is a medium for spreading awareness. And as most and most marketers or even advertisers are looking out for quick performance, what suggestions you will give to those kind of you know categories or advertisers?
See, brands which have been focusing totally on performance are losing the most during the COVID situation.
Mm-hmm.
Reason being that you had been always focusing on performance, and performance means that it
Correct,
is an intent driven product. Okay, a consumer had an intent, he went on search, he searched for a product category. Okay, and you were there and you transformed me to a journey, and you were saying that, okay, give me your name, contact number, and I will come back to your life. Okay,
correct, correct.
that was one set of brands. Then there was other set of brands which were already investing in creating their brand in front of consumers in digital. Okay, they have seen the least amount of hit during this COVID situation. Okay,
Mm,
reason being that the brand is, as a consumer, you are still able to recall the brand names.
correct.
Okay, and had we be just focusing on performance, we will be lost. Okay, see, performance definitely comes out. There's no hard fact that definitely digital plays its own role in terms of getting those four
Mm-hmm.
pretty things, which is name, email address, mobile number, and city, where the
Correct,
brand says that performance has come. But that's not the performance you're looking for. For you, performance
correct.
might be he actually goes online, buys the product, or in the offline world comes and buys your product. He has plenty full of choices. Okay, and plenty full of reviews he's here reading about, plenty full of content he's consuming. So he will definitely keep on doing it. So brand have to move away from performance focused campaign and think from a perfect mix of branding as well as performance.
Mm-hmm. Uh, when we talk about many offline, you mentioned specifically about insurance. Insurance is more of an offline driven product, like, even for the biggest from LIC to SBI Life Insurance, or we talk about the, Aviva Life Insurance. Those kind of companies were heavily dependent on offline channels. So, because of the COVID, because of the call center not happening, the physical, touch is not there. What kind of role a digital marketing or digital platform plays in this kind of situation?
See, digital, say for example, very simple thing like a chatbot. Okay.
Correct.
Now, consumer has become used to using a chatbot. When we started off, we were not used to it. Okay, we used to think,
Correct.
yeah, we should talk to a human being. Okay, consumer has become
Mm,
aware now, but consumer wants
mm,
to talk to his own language. Okay, so we have just interestingly, just to add on, in Devanagari itself, we have created a complete chatbot in for a company called PhonePe on a vernacular. Okay, we already launched it where you can
mm.
go and talk to their customer service in a vernacular Hindi language. Okay,
Correct.
you
Correct.
type in, or WhatsApp for business, which has come in where they are saying punch one to go through this, punch two. So what is happening is that you during this COVID, a lot of brands have realized that they have to have this whole CRM system coming online as a digital platform. Okay, and that's where you will find a lot of insurance as a category when you spoke about is finding the change where they're making it self-service platforms. Okay,
Correct.
they are trying to say as to how much digital transformation which they can do in terms of making the customer journey seamless. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
thirdly, people are looking for, like I said earlier, insurance is being sold as a commodity. Okay, life
Correct.
insurance has become like a commodity. Okay, and if it is a commodity, it has to be sold online itself. You will not find these brands investing in creating an offline branches anymore. You will
Correct.
least less or less number of branches will be curtailed because consumer is online, consumer is coming on digital, consuming this content, even if he is sitting in Bikaner or Churu
Correct.
or Rewari, wherever. So that's what
Yeah.
the change will happen.
So very interesting point. As you were talking about insurance or vernacular, I had an question popping up that what is the role of vernacular languages in overall marketing mix, and what kind of prominence it will play in the future?
See, vernacular will play a very key role. Why I say is that when I say that only 10% of the consumers, okay,
Yeah.
can understand English, okay, so you are leaving a 90% just outside of your whole marketing mix, okay.
Yeah.
Now, this consumer who is sitting in somewhere in Kochi, going
Mhm.
online, will be typing in his own vernacular, say for example, Tamil. Okay. He goes online, he types in Kochi also he's typing in Tamil or Malayalam, whatever. Okay. Now, when he is looking for the land page which or brand with intent which is coming in, it needs to be in that same language.
Correct.
How can
Correct.
you have the content coming in English in front of him? You will if he's searching in his own language, okay, you also need to be talking. Now, say for example, digital allows you to do so much localized campaign. You say that okay, if you want to target only a particular pin code or a particular geography, you can do it, okay, in digital.
Correct.
Now if you are able to
Correct.
do it, then you have to realize that you have to talk to, because there is a huge percentage of people who will be living in that vicinity in a certain language they are talking of only, okay. You cannot go back and speak just in English to them. So that is where the one you find a lot of role of vernacular will come, even to the level that brands are creating communication or content exclusively for vernacular in the regional markets. You will
Correct.
have, we had launched, for example, Cycle Agarbatti, okay, which is a DDB Mudra client. Along with a channel in South, we created content series only in which was telecasted in TV for that matter,
Mhm.
but exclusively in that regional language.
Correct, correct. So, in fact, MGID as a platform also we support 77 plus languages. But the biggest challenge what we face is the landing pages are always in English. So, might
Yes,
be as an user, I am a person who will prefer Hindi. Staying in metro is first choice is English. I am not well versed with Hindi or say Marathi for that matter. But talking about those landing pages, if user is being shown an ad which is in Tamil and he's directly taken to a landing page which is in English,
yes.
what do you see? Whether there will be a drop off or whether his journey is being affected?
A lot of drop off. You will find a lot of drop off which is happening because he is not able to understand. If we, even if, for example, if we go back to the same automobile category, okay,
Mm-hmm.
when the automobile category puts up a print ad, okay, in a Deccan Chronicle or Alam Manorama, they are already putting up a ad which is in that regional language. Okay, the
Mm-hmm.
same thing
Mm-hmm.
has to come in the brand mind when they are doing it for their landing pages and communication. You will find, even
Mm-hmm.
for that matter, you will find few brands which especially in the travel category, what they've done is that in the social media Facebook page, if they are managing, they are
Mm-hmm.
creating a Hindi page separate, an English page separate, a Tamil page separate. Same content, okay, is being replicated on all those pages in the
Mm-hmm.
vernacular language. So English is the master, and then they create a vernacular, so that's definitely
Correct.
going to be
Correct.
play a key role.
Correct. So, a very interesting question. Like, we were talking about performance marketing and awareness. One user asked us that can video advertising be used for performance marketing?
See, video is being used for performance. Definitely, YouTube has launched one format where they say that see here and fill in the four field forms. But performance in terms of what do you want to measure? Okay. Now, if the
Mm-hmm.
end, if you're creating the seamless journey in the video itself, where you are saying that watch this content and perform a certain action, okay, you will find the performance coming in. Okay, there are definitely formats which are asking for, if your performance means that four details need to be captured, definitely those formats are available. If your performance means that
Correct.
whether I am able to establish brand, well, because that is what makes the differentiator between one and two, definitely it
Mm-hmm.
is a rigorous process, sustained process. It is not a one
Correct.
day effort, but videos do work, videos do give performance, and the performance which comes from video advertising, it's much more
Mm-hmm.
convertible than what it comes from the traditional. Okay, if you're putting up
Yes.
a banner, for example, and bringing a user to a landing page to fill in the form, we
Mm-hmm.
used to find that only 2% 3% conversion is happening. Whereas the same performance, if it is coming from a video, you will find
Mm-hmm.
percentages of as high as 12%, 14% going as
Oh,
high, because he has consumed the content. You have shown the 30-second video to him, at least told him a story, and then brought him to a landing pages where you want to take him to
correct.
further.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. So another question from Ankush here is like offline versus online. Which channel you will prefer for FMCG category?
So FMCG category, see, right now it is definitely TV driven. Okay, there's nothing, no hard
Correct.
facts about it. Reason being that it the females of the house or males of the house who are being targeted for a soap or a all other home commodity products which are there, okay, are
Mm-hmm.
watching a lot of content on TV. That was used to be the traditional way of thinking. Now,
Mm-hmm.
and you will find from FMCG bucket, if they are spending 100, they will spend 90 on TV and 10 on digital. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that used to be
Mm-hmm.
the earlier situation. Now, at least that 90 has decreased to 60, 65. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you will find digital coming around 20, and they have further added few more layers to it. Okay, but
Correct.
digital in an FMCG will start to play a key role. Even for example, in COVID situation, you had find that a lot of brands are coming and
Mm-hmm.
saying that, hey, we withhold handhold you during this COVID. Our sanitizers are good. Uh, we are saying use any sanitizer, but it is sponsored by our sanitizer company. Now, why are they doing? Because they are saying that, okay, our consumer is on digital only. He is going to stay
Mm-hmm.
on digital. He is consuming content. Let me become a brand custodian for him and become part of him. So FMCG spends are going to increase on digital. Might not happen in 2020, might not happen in 2021. It's a gradual process, but definitely will find, and especially you, because a lot of new marketeers are coming in. One more add
Correct.
to it, Pankaj. Okay, you used to have a breed of new marketeers who are coming in from uh, colleges or from agencies or brand side, wherever, who are also the digital consumers. So when they are doing that, you will find then they are consuming only on spending on digital. So we had a very interesting meeting, okay, very recently with a utensil making company, one of the leading utensil making company. Okay, in the whole conference room there were 25, 30 people, and this everything was TV planned. Okay, now the
Yeah.
CMO stands up and asks, okay, tell me who all consumes TV. Do you see TV? Do you see TV? Do you see TV? Do you see TV? And everyone in this room was saying, no, sir, we don't consume TV. We consume everything on mobile. So then he said that why is TV in the plan? So if a 50, 60, 55 years, 50 years CMO can think, definitely a young breed can think much more.
Yeah. In fact, it's at times very difficult for all the CMOs to understand planning, digital marketing, and planning because it's something is one skill that can be learned and mastered quickly instead of set of constantly evolving skills to create an increasingly important expertise. So even digital marketing is very tough, and for all the marketers to understand. We have the last question coming up from Priyanka. Uh, because of the recent changes in the Consumer Protection Act, do you think that this will affect the influencer marketers in a big way? So, as per the recent Income Consumer Protection Act, influencers will be responsible or for the brand endorsements. So,
Yes.
how this will affect the overall influencer marketing piece in digital marketing?
So one thing which will, Priyanka, it will do is that it will help to build the trust. Okay. What was happening right now in the category is that that same influencer would subscribe to one mobile phone today, and the same influencer will subscribe to the other mobile phone tomorrow. Okay.
Correct.
And the consumer was getting totally confused. And you will find that there was some few of the tech gurus or people who come on mobile phone and speak about the mobile phone category, for example. A lot of number of views of their videos are decreasing anyone
Correct.
goes and watch closely. And why it is happening? Because people are saying, yeah, he is taking money and speaking about the brand. Okay. Now, when you
Correct.
will find that same thing which is happening in the US market, where they say that it is a paid promotion. Okay. Now, the consumer will at least know that this person who is talking about the brand has taken the money, is talking positively. Okay, but at
Correct.
least that is upfront for the consumer. Okay, so definitely it will show a gradual shift which is happening, and but it will bring the trust factor. As a consumer, we all are consuming digital content, TV ad, print ad, every format of ad. This is again an ad which will come naturally to the consumer, and you will find it getting evolved for sure, as it has happened in the US on European markets. It will definitely evolve. It will take a hit definitely for some period of time, but it will stabilize and go in the right direction. It's a good direction to have for a long perspective, long market.
Yeah. Sorry, we could not take more questions because of the time. Thank you, Nitin. Thank you so much for coming and sharing some interesting insights on digital media planning. And definitely, some of the uh, platforms you cover, some of the knowledge you shared with us will help us and our viewers to have an effective media planning. Thank you so much.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you, Pankaj. Stay safe. Look forward to meet you all again. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good day.